Oh, hello Evie, hello Ottilie. So Grandad's going to read a story from the first book, and I've got 3 books, and that's about BRER Rabbit. Now, BRER Rabbit lived in a place in the countryside called Briar's Patch. Now, he had some friends and some people that weren't friends, other animals, and they were BRER Fox, BRER Bear, BRER Wolf, all sorts. And BRER is like saying Mr. So Mr. Fox, Mr. Wolf, etc. But they're called BRER in these books because this is the BRER Rabbit books. Now, I read these when I was a little boy myself, when I was given them. And I read them also to your dad, Ian, and Uncle Adrian, when they were little boys. So they're short stories, but there's a lot of them. So I'm going to start with the first one in the BRER Rabbit book, and it is called BRER RABBIT'S POND. And the thing you need to know about BRER Rabbit is he's very clever and he's very crafty. At the back of BRER Rabbit's house was a round pond. Sometimes when it got very dirty with leaves falling into it, BRER Rabbit cleaned it out. One time he cleaned it out beautifully, and then he stood and sighed by the edge of his empty pond. If only the rain would come and fill it, he groaned to himself. If the rain doesn't come, I'll have to fill my big watering can 50 times and carry it from the tap to the pond. Well, the rain didn't come. The sun shone out and the sky was as blue as forget-me-nots. Not a rain cloud was to be seen. It's no good, said BRER Rabbit at last. I'll have to fill the pond myself. So he picked up his big watering can and filled it at the tap by the side of the house. He dragged it to the pond and emptied the water in. Slishty sloshy, slishty sloshy, made a lovely noise. BRER Terrapin, they're a bit like a turtle. BRER Terrapin came by and looked over the wall when he heard the noise. My, he said to BRER Rabbit, that's a fine game you're having this morning. It's fun to play with water like that. Let me have a turn. You can't drag my big watering can along, old slowcoach, said BRER Rabbit. But BRER Terrapin soon showed him that he could. He balanced the big can on his back and walked slowly to the pond. He stood with his back to the pond and jerked the can. It poured all the water out at once. My, but it's heavy, panted BRER Terrapin. I guess you've got a hard job this morning, BRER Rabbit. Why don't you get your friends to come along and help you? Ha! As if BRER Fox and BRER Wolf would fill my pond for me, said BRER Rabbit. You let me manage things for you, said BRER Terrapin with a sly grin. You let me manage things, BRER Rabbit. You've always been a good friend to me, and if you'll let me have a swim in your pond now and again, I'll just see if I can't get you a bit of help this morning. All right, BRER Terrapin, you try, said BRER Rabbit, and he watched BRER Terrapin crawling out of his gate. Well, BRER Terrapin, he went down the road and soon he met BRER Fox. Hey-o, old shellyback, where have you been this long time, said BRER Fox. Oh, I've just come from BRER Rabbit's, said BRER Terrapin. And my, he gave me such a treat. He let me help him pour water into his pond. It went slishty sloshy into the empty pond. A real treat to see it. It's fun to play with water, isn't it, BRER Fox? But it's no use you going along to BRER Rabbit's, for I don't suppose he'll give you a treat like that. It's only because I'm a friend of his. Well, I'm a friend of his too, said BRER Fox. Haven't I known him for years and years? My, I guess we've done more things together than any other creatures in the world. If I want to pour water into his pond, I just know he'd let me. All right, you go and see, BRER Fox, said BRER Terrapin, putting his head inside his shell to grin to himself. You go and see. So BRER Fox went along to BRER Rabbit's, and he soon heard BRER Rabbit singing, hi-ho, hi-ho, and he heard the sound of water splashing merrily into the pond. Hey-o, BRER Rabbit, yelled BRER Fox. You seem to be mighty busy this morning. That's a fine job you're doing. Oh, a mighty fine job, said BRER Rabbit, winking to himself. A job that everyone would like to do, BRER Fox. I just gave BRER Terrapin a turn at it because he's a very old friend of mine and I like giving him a treat. Well, I'm an old friend of yours too, said BRER Fox. You let me have a turn as well, BRER Rabbit. I don't like BRER Terrapin going around saying he's the only friend of yours that helps you with your pond. You let me have a turn too. Why, BRER Fox, I'd be pleased to, said BRER Rabbit. Yes, you have a turn. Have 2 turns. Have 10 turns if you want to. I'm not one to be selfish. Now, if my friends want to share in my pleasures, they're welcome to them. You can take the can, BRER Fox, and have a good time. So BRER Fox dragged the heavy can to and fro a good many times, while BRER Rabbit sat on the warm sunny wall and smoked his pipe and talked. Now it wasn't long before BRER Bear and BRER Wolf came along and looked over the wall too. "Hey-o, BRER Rabbit," said BRER Bear. "We've just met BRER Terrapin, and he's been a-boasting and a-bragging that you've let him fill up your pond because he's such an old friend of yours. And he said he was mighty certain you wouldn't give anyone else that treat. And here we see BRER Fox playing with the water too." "Oh, BRER Bear," said BRER Rabbit politely, "that's too bad of BRER Terrapin to go around saying I won't give any of my friends but him a chance to play with my pond. BRER Fox, he came along and said just the same thing, and I'm giving him a treat too. If you want to join in, you just say the word. I'm not the man to stop anyone having a good time." Well, by this time BRER Fox was nearly worn out with carrying the can, so he spoke up at once. "And I'm not the man to be selfish either. I'll let BRER Bear and BRER Wolf have a turn now. That's only fair." So BRER Wolf and BRER Bear came in at the gate and set to work to fill the can and empty the water into the pond. My, but it was nearly full now. It only needed about 4 more cans and it would overflow. Cousin Wildcat looked over the wall and grinned. BRER Rabbit hopped off to the garden seat, for he didn't trust Cousin Wildcat's claws. "Hey-o, BRER Rabbit," said Cousin Wildcat. "I just heard from BRER Terrapin that you've got BRER Fox and BRER Wolf and BRER Bear doing all your hard work for you." "Oh, you're a smart one, BRER Rabbit, no doubt about that. But you don't catch me coming along and carrying your heavy cans for you all morning long. No, my brains are as good as yours any day, BRER Rabbit." BRER Fox, BRER Wolf and BRER Bear stood and stared in surprise. Then they turned their eyes on BRER Rabbit, who began to feel mighty uncomfortable. But he put a bold face on it and spoke up well. "BRER Fox, BRER Wolf, BRER Bear, are you going to stand there and let Cousin Wildcat make out I've tricked you when all you've been doing is to have a treat? You go for him right now and make him say he's sorry." So BRER Fox, BRER Wolf and BRER Bear jumped over the wall and chased Cousin Wildcat right into the middle of the wood. He fled up a tree and laughed at them. "Go and ask BRER Terrapin," he cried. "Maybe you'll believe him." But when the 3 of them hunted for BRER Terrapin, he was nowhere to be found. He was having a fine swim in BRER Rabbit's nice full pond, and every now and again he would come up to the top and wink his eye at BRER Rabbit. Then down he'd go to the bottom, kerblinkety blink. So there we are. That's the first story. So it's nice that they're all short stories, and that was a picture when they were watching over the wall. I don't know if you can see that. Obviously BRER Rabbit was very clever, got everybody to fill his pond for him and made it sound like he was doing him a favour. Or he was doing them a favour. So I hope you enjoyed that, and when you've had that one read to you, I'll have another one ready for you. Okay? So I hope you enjoy that and have a good day. Love you lots.